Okay, bismillah, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, so today, aka our final week together in this very class, well, not last week, I guess, last week with projects, because December, we're going back home. Maybe, we've learned a lot with me, maybe with everybody else, starting from why should you use this instead of this, why you should try this instead of this, maybe something else. I kind of forgot the rest of the class, but so here we have our last English video project. Theme is about English. So this is my slide, very simple, very minimalist, English solo presentation. So here, aka our table of contents. So first we have history of English. The second one is the vision of the English language, because why the English language was created. Okay, so that just messed up. Let me just fix it. There you go. Anyways, so third, why English became so important, and the fourth, the last one, more information about the English language. Okay, I might just stop walking over here, because if I kick the cable one more time, the TV just might go blank again, and there are more ends on the TV. Next up, so the history of the English language. Looks so fancy, a lot of text. I'm going to read all of it. Also explaining on the way. You know what? I'll just ditch the mouse. Okay, so English is a West Germanic language that originated in, how do you say this? Evangelic language brought from Britain in the mid 5th to 7th centuries AD by Anglo-Saxon migrants from what is now northwest Germany, southern Denmark, and the Netherlands. The Anglo-Saxons settled in the British Isles. So I guess this Anglo-Saxons is someone who's, as we can see, settled in the British Isles from the mid 5th century and came to dominate the bulk of southern Great Britain. Their language originated as a group of Evangelic language. I have no idea how to say this. Ingvaeonic language. So, which were spoken by the settlers of in England and southern and eastern Scotland in the early Middle Ages, displacing the Celtic language and possibly British Latin that had previously been dominant. Old English reflected the varied origins of the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms. So I didn't do any research on this Anglo-Saxon. It might be a kingdom, maybe a place, maybe a group, maybe a tribe, who knows, maybe even just one person. So, moving on. The Anglo-Saxon kingdoms established in different parts of Britain. The late West Saxon dialect eventually became dominant. A significant subsequent influence on the shaping of Old English came from a contact with the North Germanic language spoken by Scat. Okay, this is another word I cannot pronounce. Scandinavian. Okay, Scandinavian Vikings. There you go. Who conquered and colonized parts of Britain during the 8th and 9th century. That's a very long time ago, of course, which led to a much lexicon borrowing and grammatical simplification. The Anglian dialects had a great influence on the Middle English. So that's basically the history of English. There's much more, but this is just a recap. Okay, moving on. Boom. The vision of the English language. I might just move here because I might kick the cable, and there you go. It went back again. Okay, anyways, in 2022, the Department of Language and English Literature, FBS, never mind. FBS Universitas Negeri Padang become the leading and outstanding department in Indonesia in preparing professional educators in English language teaching. Because in Indonesia, basically the FBS, aka Universitas Negeri Padang, literature. So they're preparing people of Indonesia, rakyat Indonesia, so they can speak English, because English is becoming the international language, one of the international language. Maybe in the future it will get replaced by some other languages. For example, how about Mexico language? Yeah, Mexican language, maybe Spanish, because in America some people, their dominant language is English and Spanish. Okay, moving on. In preparing professional educators in English language teaching and Japanese language teachings, as well as professional non-educators workers in English language and literature. Devotion to God, independence, and possessing the knowledge of ICT for the interest and glory of the nation. So basically, this is the vision of the English language. I found it online. I don't remember what site, but yeah, basically this is the English language, I guess. The vision, I mean. Okay. Next up, why did English become so important? So one of it is, like I said, English is a global language. So English is spoken at a useful level by some 1.75 billion people worldwide. That's a lot, of course. That's one. That's one in every four. Being able to speak English is not just about being able to communicate with native English speakers. So if you learn English, it's not always about if you want to go maybe outside your country. You, it's not just to so you can speak with the global language. It might be for, like right now, English studies, maybe preparation, maybe teaching in the English about the English language, because there's a lot of in the English language. There's present tense, past tense, future, past, and now I forgot the thing. Anyways, so if you want to speak to someone from another country, then the chances are you will be both speaking English to do this, aka communication, because we all know communication is key. So, second one, studying English can help you get a job. But of course, English isn't always about the language. It's about how many possibilities you can open by learning English. So, English is the language of science, aviation, computers, diplomacy, and tourism. Knowing English increases your chances of getting a job in a multinational company within your home country, or finding work abroad outside the country. For example, maybe you're going to Singapore. The global language is, of course, English. You might get a job easier because you can speak English. You can communicate better. You can maybe connect. Like when you're talking to each other, you might talk longer because the topic you're talking with someone is like connected. Maybe we're talking about network engineering or maybe software development, because we both connect in the language we speak. It's easier to communicate and easier to get each other's point. So like my friend, he's not here at the moment. His name is Haris, of course. We all know Haris. Yes. So yesterday, someone told me a story from the software engineer. So basically, Haris and some guy from the UMS. So basically, Haris and this guy talked for about 2 hours because the topic they're talking to connects, because they're both network engineer. So I'm just, I feel bad for Ustad Faros because he was waiting for Haris to finish his talk, which was 2 hours. It's pretty long. Okay, that's just a short story from me. Anyways, moving on. It is also English is also the language of the internet. Of course, we all know the internet. We use it here. People use it over there. Anywhere and everywhere. English is particularly important language online. with the highest percentage of content on the internet written in English, as well as this. Yes, this is also written in English, by the way. Some of the world's largest tech companies are based in English-speaking countries, like Google, Amazon, and maybe what else? Google, Amazon, and maybe Uber. Yeah, Uber. So I'll just speed on this. Perfect. English is the language of the media industry. If you speak English and you don't need to rely on translations and subtitles anymore to enjoy your favorite books, songs, films, and TV shows. Like, for example, Netflix. Yes, if you're watching Netflix with English audio, you can just listen to the audio instead of reading the stupid subtitles. So the subtitles might be might be incorrect. You won't know because you don't know English. Anyways, moving on. There's more. Okay, here's some more information about the English language. So, how powerful is the English language? English is by far the most powerful language and the dominant language of the three G7 nations: USA, UK, and Canada. And the British legacy has given it a global footprint. It is the world lingual franca, Mandarin, which ranks second in only half as potent. So basically English then Mandarin. I was a bit confused because there was Spanish. Also shocked. Okay. Nope. Next. Why is the English language so important? Sorry, my bad for the mistake. For more than a century, English has been the world's dominant language. Even now, it remains the primary language for business, diplomacy, education, entertainment, medicine, and science. But the world is changing faster than ever, and the English language faces some serious rivals. Yeah, as I said, Spanish. Also, here, Mandarin. So, 3. Which language can replace English? So, Emmanuel Macron's government is drawing up plans for French to replace the English as the official working language. Well, English can do that, but better, I guess. Of the EU, aka Europe, I guess, when it takes over the Council of the European Union presidency in 2022. A diplomat has been revealed. Okay, next up. Okay, more info. This is okay. How dominant is the English language? Almost 4 million people speak it as their first language. A billion more know it as secondary tongue, aka secondary language. It is an official language in at least 59 countries. That's a lot. Might be 69, you know. Okay. The unofficial lingual franca of dozen more. No language history has been used by so many people of span a great portion of the globe. 2. English is flexible and easy to learn, of course. One of the best assets of English language. And why is it so awesome? Because its flexibility, its huge entity of vocabulary, and is constantly absorbing new words, while at the same time sweeping into foreign language. The English language contains over 70 this much. Okay, I'll make example. The English language is flexible because there's a lot of vocabulary in the English language. Like, for example, maybe in Indonesia we don't have some word, but we know the meaning in English. It's confusing, but at the same time, you know, that's how it works, I guess. Okay, next up. Okay, English. Okay, is English the hardest language to learn? From my perspective, no. Okay, because I grew up learning to speak English since I was 4 years old, maybe, watching TV. Okay, anyways, the English language is widely regarded as one of the most difficult to master because of its unpredictable spelling and challenging grammar. Yeah, pretty hard, I guess. But still, if you train, if you learn, and if you get used to it in your daily life, maybe every day you try to speak English, you'll get used to it. Because it is challenging for both learners and native speakers. Okay, next. Okay, that's all from me. Finally, took a while. That's more. Thanks for question. Please contact me. That's my email. I put my email here. Website, I don't have one. Phone, not my phone number, and my address is S101. Okay, I think that's all for my English presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys learned something from it, because the English language is very cool. You should learn it, and why not? Okay, I think that's all from me. The last I say, wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.